Eden Harbor, a gleaming seaside community in Northern California, was the kind of place where lawns were manicured to perfection and social media posts were curated like art. Here lived Vivian Torres, a high-powered corporate lawyer who appeared to have it all: a beautiful home, a flawless son, and a marriage that looked perfect from the outside. Yet, late at night, Vivian walked through her pristine halls, listening to the faint hum of her husband's late-night calls, wondering if her carefully constructed life was built on lies. Across the street, Clara Nguyen, a freelance journalist recently moved from the city, navigated her own precarious balance of single motherhood and ambition. Clara carried an air of guarded curiosity, her gaze sharp, always noticing what others overlooked. The two women first crossed paths at the local school's welcome picnic, a pristine event layered with two bright banners and polite smiles that barely masked the tension beneath. Eden Harbor's social fabric was complex. Mothers whispered about each other, alliances formed and dissolved like quicksilver. Small incidents, a forgotten lunchbox, a half-hearted apology. A suspicious glance hinted at secrets behind every front door. Amid perfectly polished homes and quiet streets, Vivian and Clara both sensed that appearances in Eden Harbor were deadly illusions, and that the quiet community was hiding fractures far deeper than anyone realized. Vivian's life began to crack when a newcomer, Eli Mercer, moved into the harbor with his twin daughters. Charismatic and enigmatic, Eli's charm unsettled the carefully balanced social circles. At first, he appeared attentive and friendly, helping with school projects and community initiatives, but his eyes seemed to hold knowledge he wasn't sharing. Vivian noticed subtle patterns, his timely interventions at minor conflicts, his presence when rumors started, and the way he seemed to know things about the families that were never mentioned aloud. Clara, meanwhile, started uncovering discrepancies in local news stories. Realizing some events had been misreported or covered up entirely. When a child from the harbor went missing for a brief period later, claimed as a minor mishap, the tension escalated. Vivian and Clara formed a tentative alliance, exchanging whispered observations over school gates and coffee cups. Suspense gripped their days. Every friendly gesture from Eli, every small neighborhood quibble now carried an undercurrent of threat. Both women felt the duality of attraction and danger, the way secrets shimmered just below the surface. With the city's perfect veneer cracking, the stakes became clear. Someone in Eden Harbor knew more than they should, and it could destroy lives. The women began piecing together disturbing patterns. School records, neighborhood disputes, and social media posts pointed to a series of hidden manipulations. Eli's twin daughters seemed perfectly normal, yet strange behaviors hinted at an agenda. At night, Vivian noticed surveillance cameras hidden in common areas, and Clara discovered encrypted messages on her daughter's tablet that pointed toward coordinated deception. Tension between the mothers intensified. Some, like the ambitious socialite Marissa Bell, tried to maintain appearances, fearing exposure, while others quietly helped Vivian and Clara uncover truths. The line between ally and enemy blurred as psychological tension mounted. Vivian experienced constant paranoia, imagining eyes in every window, every phone ping a potential threat. Clara's investigative instincts collided with her maternal instincts, forcing her to make morally ambiguous choices. Danger escalated when one of the children went missing overnight, sparking chaos. A shadowy figure was spotted, yet vanished before authorities arrived. Vivian and Clara realized the problem was not just external, it had infiltrated their homes, their children's lives, and the very fabric of Eden Harbor. Each discovery deepened suspense. What seemed like mundane suburbia was actually a carefully orchestrated labyrinth of secrets, manipulation, and unseen danger. The tension erupted at the annual Harbour Gala, a glittering event under crystal chandeliers and twinkling lights. Secrets collided. Vivian confronted Eli privately, demanding answers about the children and the strange surveillance. His calm demeanor cracked. He revealed he had been tracking potential threats to a hidden criminal syndicate manipulating the town. But his words were selective, leaving many questions unanswered. Chaos unfolded as evidence Vivian and Clara had gathered was leaked publicly. Encrypted messages, hidden cameras, and financial records implicating some of the harbor's most respected families. Confrontations turned physical. Arguments escalated into a rooftop chase, lights from drones flashing over the event. Suspense reached its peak as Vivian faced a critical decision: save her own reputation or protect the children, including her son, from further exposure. In a final high-stakes moment, Vivian used her knowledge of technology to trap Eli and reveal his manipulations to the community. Clara's investigative acumen forced a confession from some adults in the harbor, exposing layers of deception and abuse. The confrontation ended with chaotic liberation, some threats neutralized, some truths still obscured, leaving the town fractured but partially illuminated. Eden Harbor never returned to its pristine perfection. Families fractured, alliances dissolved, and public perception was permanently altered. Vivian rebuilt trust with her son, learning to balance vigilance with love. Clara, empowered by her discoveries, became a prominent voice advocating for transparency and child safety, gaining a sense of purpose she had lacked. Yet ambiguity lingered. Some conspirators disappeared without consequence. Some truths remained hidden in encrypted files, leaving the community uneasy. The mothers who survived the turmoil formed new bonds, grounded in mutual trust and shared trauma. The town was no longer a glittering façade, but a reminder of human resilience, courage, and the cost of secrets. Vivian stood on the harbor's cliffs, watching neon reflections ripple across dark waters, feeling both fear and liberation. Eden Harbor was imperfect and dangerous, but now, at least, she could navigate it with her eyes wide open, ready for whatever shadows still lingered.
Every story carries a lesson. If this one reached you, subscribe to watch more videos like this.